Hi, John Robertson here, your volunteer librarian for Oscar. Recently, I made a video about the Pregnancy Care Calculator. I made another video about the Maternity Care Calendar, and I was helping someone install and use the Pregnancy Calculator, and they said, I'm getting errors. And as you can see on the screen here, they got two errors that have to do with something called measuring instructions. So I'm just going to briefly walk you through how to put the measurements that you need into Oscar for the pregnancy calculator to work and the maternity care calculator to work if you're having problems and you're seeing this error come up with that's a validation error. There's a couple of ways to fix this, but we're going to go with the most common way to fix it first. So we're going to go back to where we found the maternity care calendar and the pregnancy calculator. And you'll see down the third one down here is a list of measurements to add so that the BC antenatal record functions properly. In those measurements, there are two measurements that we also need for the pregnancy calculator and the maternity care calendar to work properly. So I'm just moving over to that page, and there's a PDF file here. I'm going to open up that PDF file. And there's a lot of stuff here that you really can ignore. But for the purposes of today's talk, the two things that we need to do is we need to add the ultrasound composite measurement and the last menstrual period composite measurement. We need to put those two measurements into our server in Oscar. So I'm going to leave this page open. We're going to go back to Oscar. We're going to go into administration. We're going to go to system management, and we're going to go down to customize measurements. So there it is right there. And what I want to do is I want to add measurement types. So I'm going to click on add measurement types, and it allows me to do this. Now, these measurements are already in my server. So it's going to tell me, it's going to give me an error saying that I can't add these measurements because I already have them. But we're going to go through and do this anyways. So I'm just going to go back to that page that had the two measurements I want. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the ultrasound composite measurement. So I double clicked on that, I right clicked and I copied, but you could always just type it out as USC. So then we're going to go to here and we're going to paste that in. The description is ultrasound composite. So I can highlight and copy that. And I can add that into the description here. The display name is USC, not the university. There we go. Measuring instructions is blank here, and validation is none. Now, measuring instructions will leave blank. Validation, I'm going to say no validation. I'm going to add this, and then it's going to tell me that that already exists, which is fine. I knew that. Now, I'm going to do the same thing for the last menstrual period composite measurement. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to add that in here. I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to add that into here. And display name, actually the same as this display name for last menstrual period. Now the one thing I'm going to do slightly differently here, if we look back at that picture that I showed you at the beginning, Last menstrual period with type with last menstrual period, and there's a space there, measuring instruction. This other one was a null, so no measuring instructions was fine. So last menstrual period with a space is actually what I need to put into that measurement. And I am going to put a space in there, and I'm going to add this, and it tells me that that's already there, like I expected it to tell me that. So that is the first way to fix the problem of this popping up. Now, if for some reason that does not work as a fix, there is another workaround. So we're going to get out of this. We're going to get out of this. We're going to go back into administration. We're going to go to manage eForms. I'm going to search for that pregnancy calculator. There we go. We're going to click on the little pencil to edit this. We're going to find, so I'm going to hit Control or Command and F. I'm going to type USC. And what I'm looking for here is I'm actually looking for a hidden input that has USC in its name. So I'm just going to keep clicking on the down arrow until I get to a hidden measurement, but I want one with the name as this. And I am going to, what I would suggest that you do actually is just get rid of the name all the way to that quotation mark there. And then you'll be able to avoid that error measurement. And also right above it here, you see LMPC, get rid of the name all the way to there for the LMPC. If you delete the name and the bit out of these two measurements, that will get rid of your error measurements. If you're having that problem, hopefully that will fix it for you. Bye for now.